amount of progress since the last time we talked to y'all, so it's really exciting to come back and update. A couple weeks ago, the Forest Service announced that they officially approved this trail project. So over those last 2 years, there's been a lot of fundraising and community development, but there's also been a lot of government processes, right? So we spent a good chunk of a year looking at the environmental impacts of this trail system on public lands. So we looked at, the plants, the wildlife, the trout in the creeks, and how this trail system was going to affect those. And what our decision meant is that there is not going to be a negative effect on the wildlife, on the land, on the rivers, and the Forest Service approved the entire trail system. 42 miles of trails, which is the first new trail system on the whole Pisgah National Forest ever. And we'll build that over 5 to 10 years because it takes a while to build trails, right? We have the land, but working on the resources to build it, but also just the capacity of that project management to make sure that everything's built right for all users, that make sure it's really accessible, but also really sustainable so that we're meeting those requirements of public land. So this decision approves trails all the way from the Blue Ridge Parkway at the north of Curtis Creek Valley down to just outside of town. So the new trails that are going to be built starting this year are just a short 2-mile drive from the center of Old Fort. You stay on pavement the whole way until you get to that new trailhead, which is pretty rare in our national forests. We have trails by Point Lookout Greenway, which is looking amazing, by the way. So Chad and McDowell County's done a great job maintaining that. We're going to add more trails in that area, add more trails connecting the backcountry to the town, and then a huge user-based system for new folks getting out on trails over in Curtis Creek. And this will be 6 miles of easy trails for horse, hike, bike. This is where you'll take your kids to learn to ride a bike, or I'll take myself to learn to ride a mountain bike better because that's my speed as well. But really rare in this area. People travel all over to get this type of easy trail experience. The other piece that's in this is Catawba Falls, and there's been a lot of progress on Catawba Falls, and a lot of this has been spurred on from some of these Old Fort efforts, which have really brought a national attention from the Forest Service side to the work we're doing in McDowell County. So $800,000 of that $2 million is going to go into Catawba Falls to help build access to the Upper Falls, and part of that is the grant from McDowell County that was like 5 years ago now. So, I appreciate the patience of the county in working with us and seeing that vision, and we'll start building that this winter as well. So huge things going on in Old Fort, and I'll just kind of in closing say that, we couldn't do anything on National Forest by ourselves. We do this all with collaboration. So with the county, which is a huge partner, working with Ashley and working with Chad and his team, but also with our partners in the community, and Jason with G5 and Camp Greer as our nonprofit partner, Levita in the back with people on the Move Old Fort as our community partner to make sure that we're hearing everybody's voices, and Stephanie as our economic development partner in Old Fort with Eagle Market Street Development Corporation to make sure that as these trails are developed, that we're doing it in a smart way that brings everybody in the town along with those opportunities. So just really excited, and thank you for all y'all do to support trails in the county.